Let's
Let's
talk
see.
some silver and black. The San Antonio
It's the
Spurs went
Cavs.
this weekend under a lot of pressure. Things had really started to turn south after that Oklahoma City embarrassing loss. And here they come, 2 consecutive wins, one of which against the Timberwolves was one of the better teams in the league. And you wouldn't know it by the game we watched. They played good. They get down, they come back, they play hard. Spread around scoring. Wemby, doesn't lead the team. He got 3 and 20, and that's a basketball team. When you see things work, you go, I kind of get it, though. Stacking wins in late January and February is what most bad teams do.
Wow. Way to be super lame about this, because I wouldn't say anything negative or pessimistic about this. This was an awesome win on Saturday. And honestly, think the final score doesn't even reflect. This was a comfortable win. I mean, it got hairy and sticky at the end, obviously, but it was a comfortable win for the Spurs. And the fact that Wemby wasn't like going off, I mean, which is really kind of an incredible thing to say. I mean, he has this ho-hum sort of like 20-point game. Oh, yeah, whatever. But like, I mean, this was a really complete team effort from the Spurs. And so, I mean, I would be lying if I said that I didn't check the overall standings, like as a result. It was like, how far out? Like, like, is this possible?
No,
I mean, yeah, it was. I immediately came right back down to earth. But they're finally playing like a legitimate basketball operation. They're finally, if you start stealing some wins like this, like if you miss out on the playoffs, so be it. But at least you are competitive. Did you see, by the way, the note about their win, our win, I should say, on Saturday night, and the fact, by the way, nobody's more grateful for the NFL playoffs than the Oklahoma City. So, did you see the deal that came as a result, or what the statistic was in the aftermath of the Spurs win and Pistons win?
On the same night with the
they were back-to-back games, back-to-back days. So the Spurs had a winning percentage of 200, obviously, and beat the Timberwolves, who had a winning percentage of 711. So 71%, 20%, whatever. The Pistons at 11% beat the Thunder, who were at 71%. According to Elias, it is the first time teams with win percentages of at least 500% or 0.500 lower than their opponent have won on consecutive days. That's crazy.
And the thing is, Oklahoma City pantsed us, but in between lost to Portland and lost to Detroit. Very strange bump there.
But the win we had wasn't against just anybody. I mean, it was against Minnesota.
It was extraordinary.
This is a high quality win.
And it was a come from, they're down by 12 at halftime against a Timberwolves team that has been first or second in the West. It was over 2 weeks ago. It's over. You figure, okay, I wonder how well Champagne's going to go tonight. I wonder how many minutes we're going to get to see Skilishvili. That guy. How many are we going to get to see that at 12 down to a quality team like that? You think it's over? And the fight to come back, the Wemby effort against Gobert. There's lots of little things inside this game that are worthy of praise. But I think that we're finally seeing some of the benefit of being patient, and that's going to be what's going to be continue to be preached as we close out this season. But patience is one thing. We like to see these wins. It gives us some purpose.
I agree, and it's buzzer beater wins are cool. Again, the style that this was really mattered, I think. So according to ESPN's win probability, Spurs overtook the win probability with 7:14 left in the game at 96-95, and they never relinquished it. Like, think about it. They played over 7 minutes, as the favorite to win the game, and they held on. I mean, and it wasn't just like they were, favorites because they were up by 12 points. I mean, it was a tough back and forth, but that's what I'm saying. It was kind of not quite cruise control. This really, this is the future building, future churning type of win. This is the kind of experience that everybody involved, really needs. And man, I mean, best win of the season? I think so. If you say no, you're a grouch.
Well, I mean, early on, that looking back, we'll go, how the hell did they beat Phoenix? But between then and now, it mattered. And it mattered because it was how they won. It mattered because they outscored the Timberwolves by 11 in the fourth quarter. It mattered that Jeremy Sohan was everything that you want Jeremy to be in the fourth quarter. I mean, just a little bit of everything. It mattered that apart from his scoring, you had Devin hit big shots. They didn't play particularly great defense, but they never do. But they had enough offense and timely shooting in the fourth to go, okay, now I can see what I assume Pop and the crew have seen in practice, where you go, okay, I get it. But let's stack these and let's see some more, because the questions that were here on Thursday are still here. But it feels better today.
They're still here, but I do think they've subsided a little bit in intensity. I mean, getting this win was big. And, you know, we talked obviously going into the weekend about the Portland game, and that, you know, was a comfy win ultimately, but I honestly was probably kind of a tougher, you know, kind of nail to grind than the Minnesota win. Despite what the box score ultimately reflects. And so you got 2 in a row. You haven't gotten 3 in a row all year. You got a chance tonight against the Washington team. You should. I mean, and by the way, I mean, they were favored in that Portland game, and then they crushed them again from a final score standpoint. Like, they should. This is 3 in a row. It's happening. Lock it up.
No, Malachi Brenham at all. Just
4-point favorite. I saw Jeff McDonald was tweeting about this. He, you know, just kind of saying when the Spurs are favored, it's for a reason. 4-point favorites tonight. Spurs are.
I found it very interesting that Brenham's numbers they're gone. I don't know where to digest that, but I would say as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline, the guys that are D and P, CD, which are the worst initials to have next to your name as a former basketball player, I saw it a lot. Malachi might not. I hope the least you can buy your way out, because he has found his way to the end of the bench, and that's never good for any guy who's fighting for time. Spurs have won 2 straight. The Wizards here. Remember the last time they played the Wizards, they got their coach fired.
That's true.
And Kuzma had himself a tryout. There'll be an opportunity again tonight to see one more. I think that this is there's some smoke here. And if it's not Kuzma, it's a guy that looks a lot like him. You know what I mean? A guy that does what Kyle does, I think, is in the sights for the Spurs here.